the Federal Reserve is expected to continue tapering its asset purchases to the tune of about $15 billion every month until June of 2022. And that's really kind of taking the punch bowl away from the system and saying the economy can function on its own. That's really the general belief. And then once that tapering is done, maybe then they can start discussing whether or not they want to increase interest rates and maybe try and use some of their tools to cool this inflation. Now, there's a lot to take in here on the macro side. I'm not a Federal Reserve expert. I don't pretend to be, but there was a very important headline that took place last week, right before Thanksgiving, which was the Jay Powell actually came out and mentioned, actually it might have been earlier this week, Jay Powell came out and mentioned that there is a possibility and there will be discussions about the idea of speeding up the taper process. And if anybody's watched any of the markets over the last couple of days, it's really kind of jolted the markets in a pretty volatile fashion, because I think the concern in the market is, oh shoot, well if they speed up the taper, that's going to take away some of the fuel that we've had that's fueled things like commodity prices, like equity prices, and ultimately kept interest rates low as well. So that's something we certainly want to keep an eye on, whether or not, if inflation data in the next couple of months prints higher than expected, we could see the Federal Reserve speed up the rate at which they taper asset purchases. So again, something to keep an eye on. I'm not an expert in this field, but it is certainly something that has the ability to move markets across the board.